Good morning, everyone. Once again, this is Black Forex. We're going to be coming to you today with a video explaining the different economic indicators and fundamentals that goes behind these currencies dealing with the Japanese yen. Reason why we're going to be discussing the Japanese yen today because it's been one of our weaker trading currencies over the last several trading weeks, with just this previous trading week is starting to pick up some strength. So I want to touch on some things about what's happening with the Japanese yen so you can get a better idea of how to trade the Japanese yen going into this trading week and the future trading weeks to come. Okay. And I also want you to use this as a transparency of how economic fundamentals go towards Forex trading as well. Okay. So in this article, we're going to discuss how Japan may expand fuel subsidies to curb energy cost minister. So basically what's going to happen now is Japan is going to take an active role. The Japanese government is going to take an active role in trying to cartel and bring down its fuel costs to bring down the gas at the pump, the gas prices at the pumps for Japanese citizens. Okay, so we're going to touch on several points. Japan may expand the subsidies program for gasoline and other fuels among measures under the consideration to ease soaring energy costs and the energy minister on Sunday. So basically, we're in a situation now that we have global high prices on oil and gasoline on every major industrial country, especially the seven major currencies that Forex traders trade, which is AUD, NZD, JPY, CHF, Great British Pound, the Euro, the Canadian Dollar, and the US dollar and the Swiss franc. Okay, so each one of those currencies, respective countries and commodities, excuse me, each one of those currencies, respective country, are already dealing with very, very high fuel costs. Okay, now this is due to because at the beginning of April, the Japanese Prime Minister had enough with inflation and high gas costs, and he wanted to put it says together here. He ordered his cabinet last Tuesday to put together by the end of April a cushion the economy blow from rising fuel costs and raw materials. And that was another point I want to touch on in this article to show what is causing this. Okay, we are concerned that the weak yen, on top of escalating prices of oil and natural gas aimed at the Ukraine crisis, is having a negative impact on business activities and people's daily lives. So basically, this is the situation that's going on in Japan and in almost every major, first world, second world country in the world, is that high fuel costs are causing further inflation. Okay, so the Japanese government is now at a point where they're trying to take a more tough stand against the high fuel costs in their country to bring down the gas prices. Okay, so if these economic measures, interventions, and policies that they're putting on to control the gas prices in their country start to control the gas prices, what we're going to see with the Japanese yen is we're going to see it gain even further more strength because throughout the previous trading week, we did see it gain strength, but now we're going to start to see it gain even more strength due to the Japanese government taking this very tough position on lowering gas prices. And when you lower the gas prices, that means that the Japanese consumers are going to have more money to spend in the stores. Okay, so if the consumers have more money, if the consumers have more money to spend in the stores, that means that there's more money going into the economy, and that means as the economy gets more money into it, that means it's going to grow, and as it continues to grow, okay, that means that the economy is going to get stronger, and a stronger economy supports a currency strength. So as long as the Japanese economy continues to grow from consumers having more money to spend in the stores and less money to spend at the pumps, that means that the Japanese yen is going to continue to gain strength. Okay. And the way it affects business activities is that if you have a business and you need to ship your goods from your factory to the stores, that costs you more money now because you have to pay for either two things. You have to pay for increased fuel costs, or if you're using a shipping company or a trucking business, you have to pay for their extra fuel costs because they're putting their higher prices to buy fuel off on you. Which means that if you have to pay for extra fuel to ship your goods back and forth from your factories to the stores, or the shipping companies or trucking companies are now charging you a higher rate to combat their escalating gas costs, what you have to do as a business to try to offset those increased spends is that you have to increase the price of your goods and your services. Okay, so from a business standpoint, the lowering of the gas prices is going to allow Japanese businesses to start to bring their prices down on their goods and services, which means that people will have a chance to spend even more money in the stores because the stuff that they're trying to buy is not so expensive and they can actually buy more of it, which means that's more money going into the economy, which means that the economy is going to continue to grow. And if the economy continues to grow, we're going to see a strengthening of the Japanese yen. Okay. It is very important to understand how all these fundamental markets correlate so you can be better prepared as a trader to know what you're going to expect to see on the charts. Okay. So basically, to sum everything all up, with the Japanese government taking a very tough stand on controlling gas prices in their country, we're going to start to see an increase in the strength in the Japanese yen. This is going to be solely due to there's going to be a lot more available money getting spent at the stores because prices on the gas is not going to be so high, so consumers can buy more goods at the stores, and businesses can now start to bring their prices down because they don't have to offset their prices due to higher fuel cost. Okay. I hope this information was helpful for you guys. Happy trading.